letting it go that far. They want to end it here.
No, this is a super explosive composition that they have as well. And one of the focus points has to be Martin. In their game versus Fnatic, he was incredible. Pulling them left, right, and center. Well, it's just going to be left for the side of Heretics. They've gone straight into the B site, already getting into an afterplant.
Solid stuff to start this off. Side of Team Heretics. They don't decide to back off, instead staying on the site. Up top, Narrate has not spotted the player below him, so Benji's good to go. Finding another on Tamazi before Magnum steps up, but he's got so much more to do and falls immediately with KC. The rest of the squad not far behind. 1-0 for Team Heretics with a clean pistol. I like the take, it was pacey, but wow, a very messy retake from KC. They often thrive in that chaos, but this time it wasn't to be.
Yeah, one of the fastest rounds that we've seen so far. And I do think a lot of the information and delay that can be thrown in by KC, those pacey rounds could actually be quite valuable. Like when you're running those double controllers, if you can get the smokes down in time, a lot of those fights become quite awkward. And that is the thing. This composition is pretty much made to make things scrappy. Get up close, get in your face. And I don't think Heretics mind that too much.
No, we've seen it a bunch of times as well, even in their previous games. When you get aggressive and you try to take them pound for pound, that's where they find a lot of value. Now, that might not be true this time with so many pistols in play. The paranoia hasn't hit, but the drop down from Narrate is good. Falls immediately, though. 2 players on the site, one up top causing problems. Drawing their eye and making sure those players on site have an element of surprise to it. The flash was good. The follow-up, not so much. The damage is already massive with Magnum in a 1 versus 2, but he's going to be blindsided by Boo. Heretics win the round, but at what cost?
Yeah, they take quite a bit of damage on the way in, and I like the gamble that was taken in that round from KC. Just place a lot of players within one side of the map, and if Heretics are going to continue to play this direct, it's probably going to end up hurting them eventually. The fact is, though, a lot of what we expect from this composition from the side of KC is going to be on that attack. Like, you have a lot of opportunities to set up quite cool and interesting takes, 2 explosive duelists. Right now, Boo has a Bucky. That's what I want to be watching. What's he about to do? He has to try and take some space somewhere, because I don't know how he's going to apply a long-range Bucky on attack.
Oh, just hit the right clicks, mate. Don't worry. That extends the range by about 1 meter. He's going to have a tough time for sure, but a Ghost at least. Have to think he's going into the vents. Very common spot to make those kind of plays, and yeah, indeed, the Bucky's going to be used up here. Flash not going to catch him. Bucky, not that good though. That's always going to be your problem. Luckily, they've taken heaven. Patatek had just shift walked up with his wall. He's turned back to fight Shin, but lost his life. The numbers now back to even. It's not like Team Heretics want to blitz straight towards A. You even see that spike rotating back. They'll group up as 3 and look to take it B. The timing is pretty good.
It's mainly going to be if there's any utility. And there is. A C's available. Timed right! It could be perfect. I think it's not going to catch anyone. In fact, they're going to fake the steps away and then start moving their way back. A little bit of a wide jump out from Magnum, but instead he's just going to have to surrender the site. Look to play on the retake. Now, bear in mind, Rian's never got to collect any of those guns. I think the only one in reach was a Bucky.
30 seconds
and he decided not to go for that.
Nice fight. Well done by Shin with Mini Boo down. The real danger is the rifle and Benji. Rianz has done the same, but he's a quantifiable factor. They knew that he was at the back site. They still know it, and there's no way out for Rianz. He's going to fight his way through. The peek around the back. Oh, he's got the reload off on time, but the shots don't quite land. Not for him. It's Shin to do it. 3 kills and a round for KC.
Yeah, the fact is, KC recovered this really well. That was a start that was basically a 2-for-1 trade. You lose a Bucky and you get 2 kills off the back of Patatek. It's mainly just this re-aggression and Shin being more than prepared and just having a great round overall. KC break back fast. And on this defensive side, looking strong. Now, for the other side of things, I want to note that it was a 9-3 defensive half when they last played this map. Now, as we've already mentioned throughout the series, I feel like KC, even from the last time they played Heretics, have come forward leaps and bounds. It's a different team, different roster to who played previously. But it is worth noting that KC are going to want to at least put up a decent defensive side because of what happened last time out.
KC's attempt at defensive aggression is going to be similar to what we saw in the previous map, relying on Martin And now that he's got a gate crash to get out, he's much more confident to take those wide open positions. Quick kill on Rian's, and he's bailed, leaving the rest of KC to pick up the pieces, and those pieces not too easily recovered. The decoy attempt alongside Boombot is nice. You can see that the Heretics have no control. They've got to go through the smokes, take some risky plays.
They still don't know the judge is here. That's the main problem. They've been faking again. They love doing this, just giving away like, oh yeah, I'm here, come for me, go for the guy with the rifle. And instead, Narrator's just sat there. Hasn't moved a muscle the entirety of this round. Into B they go. This battle of Tomazi, but he's just looking to try and delay them even further. 40 seconds left on this clock. Again, they're going back towards this position. A slow sneak in. They're going to end up walking straight into him. He's waiting on the other side. And the bait worked the entire time. Sure, it might have taken a lot longer than they would have hoped it would. And now Boo, he's got to sprint, he's got to run, he's got to get this spike and try and move onto the site. His teammate looking to try and wrap back around, but the timing is just not good enough. They need so much more. And KC, with their trap plays, have left Paditek out of the round.
Great ideas on how to retake that control. Initially taking the fight right down on middle, falling back, having their setups. As you said, baiting them into that false sense of security. They move in towards vent. They've seen nothing there the whole round. That's because there's a judge waiting. And in actual fact, Heretics almost had a way into the B site because we saw Tomazi shrouded step to the site and he just dodged the bullets as he stepped away. He ended up on 24 HP from a spam through the box. And if he was a little later, a fraction of a second, he would have been in trouble. Favorite avatar is Aang. Well, he's mastered all the elements of a top-tier team before, and looks like he's doing it again. One map away from locking in top spot in EMEA, and we're now neck and neck.
Toxins going up.
It definitely feels like he has the experience of someone over 100 years old, but he's not quite looking like it. Already. Back to what looks like a slightly more direct attempt. Maybe just farming up the orbs, in fact. Miniboo 1 away. Rian's 2, so...
Got the spike!
Same for Panitek, in fact. If they can go get the other orb on the other side, it might be a little bit more difficult.
Right there.
Instead, though, they're going back to this mid position. Martin, well placed once again, but in this sort of round, definitely not worth the risk.
That's what you think, Tom. Well, let me tell you, there's a different school of thinking out there. Martin's pioneering it, and he's just about making it out with his life. They've got some lessons to learn, I suppose, after that one. The Team Heretics, 4 versus 4. They'll be happy with that outcome.
God, the slow-tempered style. When you've got this much utility. Narrate again, like he's still got the judge, is in a different position, and it looks like they're going to be walking right into where he is. He's got a teammate as well in Shin, watching the heavens above. Whichever way Heretics go, they're walking into what seems like a nasty trap. Starting to use some utility in an attempt to clear some of the angles that could be a risk, but they don't know about this man down below. Shin up above, holding on. That's the spike. The spike has been dropped. There doesn't seem to be much hope here, and Shin just holding the line once again. Counter flash is being thrown out onto Padatek. He's at least managed to find one.
10 seconds left.
But there's nothing he can do. It's just going to have to be another save.
Yeah, maybe if the spike was down below, he could try to roll the dice. What was that shot? Lightning fast, but so too is the timer of the round. It's ticked all the way. And victory found from the side of KC. The advantage, 3-2, as they take the lead. But over on Heretics, they're gonna be a little disgruntled after that one. They got it very close. But they can also fall back mentally to the fact that this was a round where they did not have a lot. It was mostly pistols. They 1-to-1 traded to start. They found a lot of weaknesses on that A push. They're going to learn from that coming into round number 6.
This is a round where a lot of the ultimates are starting to build up as well. Showstopper, Rolling Thunder, Nightfall. Even a Viper's Pit if Panitek can get into an afterfly. He's been having a lot of impact so far. 8-1 on the scoreboard, but a lot of the rounds has been too little too late. Shin going for some of these early peaks, but at least for now isn't going to find anything. And they're executing straight off this. They're just looking to try and take out one of these controllers. In fact, they catch Shin.
They've just popped every ult they had to try and get this one, and it looks like it's worked. So many kills going their way. A double nade kill. Not even off the first blast either. It was the paint shells falling out after Padatek has managed to slice a little bit of control for himself towards the spawn, and as we're seeing on our screens, KC are in a bit of trouble because they've lost their screens. I don't know where Martin's planning to take this one, but it's got to be right into Patatek's face if he wants spawn control, and he's done that pretty flawlessly. The first, but many more to come if he's to have a chance, and you can see he's not even going to try it.
No, it's because Shin and Narrate are low on cash. That's why we've seen the judge a couple of times. Is even though Patatek, as said, like in terms of him actually finding value during the round, he's been really doing the damage to their economy out of it. And this change of pace, the Rolling Thunder, pretty much used just to isolate Shin, Showstopper thrown in alongside it. It's a lot of spam put into the round.
Nightfall as well. Same time as the Rolling Thunder. They committed both.
But it did pay its dividends. That's the thing. Heretics have managed to break their way back, get themselves 3-3 onto that board. And as mentioned, they had a fantastic defensive display last time out.
I do like the... I think on one hand, I very much like the fact that they burst their ults into heaven. They have the nades and so on to follow up on it. But I think they're so very lucky that so many players from KC were in that spot. Normally, you maybe get one guy, and you're going to wreck his day. A second, sure, but I think there were 3 players heaven. So it just completely, they pulled out the rock to KC's paper. And I think, you know, those things are going to happen. They've set themselves up for success. And early on in the map, it's exactly when you want that to occur.
Oh,
Get out of there. Blast pack out. Easy stun, though, is good. And they're chasing him down. No chance for Nare.
No, and Shin's been tagged up as well. This is an instant response. A pace change from Heretics as they'll make their way into the site. The judge this time isn't going to have any impact.
Here.
Shin, Tamazi, not in a bad position to try and do at least a little bit of extra damage, but they need to isolate Benji, who's now sat in the backlines, chilling behind them, dodges the flash, is able to escape back through the smoke. I don't even think he took any damage from that spray. That's going to be someone they have to clear. The final ult that was on the board is going to be that Viper's Pit, but Miniboo's gone down. Martin somehow, while pushing into that utility, has got rid of Patatek. Somehow this has come back to being competitive.
Shouldn't have even been close. Yet KC have left Boo in the wind and found themselves a 4th round. I don't know what Martin saw that gave away those positions, that gave him the confidence to step into the pit and take the duels, but hell, I'm glad he saw it. Absolutely beautiful play from this defensive squad. Tom, I always feel like at least once I see that Viper's Pit go down, the round is very much swung in your favor. We'll see this replay. The first I understand. Get out. Get out of here. Get out. How? You gotta think he's low and whatever. Oh, he saw a barrel. Yeah, but the other player saw a massive red highlight on a low HP player that he knew was in that position and couldn't even get a shot off with how quick he was fired on. That's outrageous.
I've heard of 2020 vision. I think this man might be a few years ahead. That's absurd.
He's in 2024 with the vision. Gorgeous stuff.
Oh, looking like Heretics aren't afraid to go for the same sort of play. This is where they've had the majority of their success, is making a move in towards heaven. Narrate forced off the angle by the same nade, and now the pressure comes in. Shin left completely blind, but he hasn't been checked on. He hasn't been cleared, and because of that, he gets away with so much. The round's over in a matter of seconds, and Andaluthia flawless. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and once he finds those 2 as well, or even the first, you see players start to turn to address him, and then the rest of the squad comes out of the woodwork to take him. I'm loving this from KC because we'll see players in that position who don't get the support that they need. But this guy's always got someone else to swing. Benji was just about to take Shin down, deal with that problem. Oh, it's amazing to see Magnum activated like that. An Andaluthia flawless round. And KC are feeling on top of the world, certainly on top of this game. 1 map needed. This is the pick of Heretics. So again, we'll go back to saying KC have chosen the defense. They wanted to start here. They're building up the rounds. We're seeing they're comfortable. I don't know about the next half.
But this is the thing, when you go back to those sort of storylines, Papa Boo, Mama Boo in the audience, it's going to be hopefully celebrating their son's success. They've been fantastic already, making it to Madrid under the Heretics organization. The fact is, though, they're going to need a few cheers here, because right now KC might be about to do genuinely one of the greatest turnarounds we've seen. Bear in mind, they've had to go the longest way through this entire bracket. last year, we don't even want to talk about it. We don't want to bring it up. But the 2 maps that they got destroyed on last time they played, Lotus, they've already won it and split.
Yep.
To go and get banged out 13-4 twice, and then turn around and beat that team on those 2 maps a couple of days later, it would truly be an absurd way to win this grand final. And all that stands in their way is the team that beat them out. Heretics behind.
They found that win before, but struggling to search for it again. Shin opening it up. Martine already doing damage, left Mini Boo in the corner, desperately trying to cling to life. He can't quite manage it. Damage across the board in favor of this defensive side. Carmine Corp looking absolutely untouchable in the last couple of rounds, and for Team Heretics, this is a full pump of the brakes. KC can sit down, run the clock. They've got control over the attacker spawn, for God's sake. With the spike down, at least Boo can pop the ultimate, but, well, he'd have to be alive to do that, and he might not be for too much longer because they found out where he is. And it's not just one player. It's not just Magnum alone. He's heard running away, but Tamazi's there to back him up.
There's nowhere to go.
There is no open space.
There's literally nowhere. They're watching 2 different angles from the spawn. One player's pushed up sewers, the other is on B. Like, there is literally nowhere to go. And sure, they're even spreading out because they know he can risk it and retrieve the spike, but at this stage, even though it may not be the most impactful ever, there's no value in it. There's absolutely nowhere the Boo can go. So it is just going to have to be that safe. Hold on to the rifle, bring something into the next round, but it is another massive success for the side of KC. They are weathering any storm that comes up against them, adapting, being dynamic. The crossfires have been devastating. The utility's been superb. And Narrate, he is on 14 HP, but he wants to try and take this gun away. Clearing one of the close angles, gonna try and swing in! And somehow, even while low, he's just ripped it out of the hands of Boo.
What a round for KC. Utter dominance. Martine going down in the trade was the only downside, and somehow Narrate's just picking up kill after kill. You don't swing that angle. You don't take fights like that unless you're incredibly confident. And the player knew he was coming. He threw the nade. Yeah. He gave it away. At the element of surprise.
Off a flare.
Typed in all chat. I'm gonna peek spawn in a sec, just so you know.
Left side.
Coming from your left. Well, you better be ready, because Martine certainly is. Mini Boo doesn't get a chance to even throw out a piece of utility in this round. He is dropped on the jump peak.
For the smoke. Martine hoping for a little bit of more magic. He's met with a bullet. Will be forced back.
Bit ambitious.
But again, these opening fights just going the way of Carmine Corp every single time. And it's Mini Boo. In the first map, well, the first map at least, he was lights out. Unstoppable. Throughout the tournament, but he's been the #1 player in ADR, ACS, opening kills, clutches, you name it. He's there at the top. But in this map, he has been shut down. In the last map, he was shut down. The map before that as well. KC have proven that Mini Boo might not be as devastating to them. Under pressure, though, on the site.
Well, that pressure's alleviated by Narrate. Comes straight in with a showstopper and a good hit onto Rianne's. The utility out of the round. Spike on back B. And 2 players spread
30
out.
seconds left.
A very tough fight presents itself for Team Heretics. They do well to win the first, but with Patatek down and Benji Fishy a known quantity, there was no way that that was going to work in their favor. Team Heretics down 7-3. KC are running away with this defensive side. Only 2 rounds left to play for. You have to hope that Heretics have got something left in the tank, but I'll tell you what, whether they do mentally or any other aspect, they do not when it comes to credits. It's going to be a tough follow-up round.
Yeah, and the thing is, they won the pistol second round and then 1 round since. It has been 7 of the last 8. This has been dominant for KC. They are flipping the script on everything that Heretics showed last time. The prep, the individual play has been there. Okay, there's a showstopper. That's about all that is on the table in this round. The only thing that could potentially change the way things are going. Nice work from Mini Boo, though. He didn't even need to use it. Magnum is there alongside him, but he will go down as well.
Last player standing.
It's an all for a couple of fights. It's Miniboo that's making them so awkward. Heretics have done a great job to take that side control. Conserve the ult as well until it was needed. I don't know how Miniboo got away with it. I guess the blast from the rocket helped him out. This swing from Martin, and whoa, he won't even get to swing. No gate crash to be found, 7-4. And we mentioned the lower economy in the hands of Team Heretics, but they have most certainly made it work anyways.
This was the guy that we wanted to see. As said,
That's ridiculous.
I felt like I've awakened the beast a little bit, but he had gone missing. And then just like that, a little bit of extra confidence, moves his way to the top of the board. And a 7-5 half, not a death sentence. I do think that this Casey attack side, if implemented correctly, can be devastating to play against.
Cover going out.
But from what looked like a bleak to impossible scenario, this is now somehow looking workable. Even still, though, it's not going to be easy.
Oh, not with Narrate around. That flash from Martin! He's gone absolutely ham! It's crazy because we compliment KC. Oh, they sit back, they play together. They're always a second element to it. Except for Martin. Sometimes he can just come swinging out of a smoke and take 2 kills. And he kind of whiffed the first couple shots. That could have been 3. Devastating stuff for Heretics, with Patatek extremely low and Boo on the elbow. He's the real point of contact nade. Oh, that's going to force Patatek to the elbow too. Both of these players on the same angle, and here comes the swing very soon. They've got 2 players inside the smoke. It's their choice of where they want to go, and 3 together. Good spray to start. Magnum down, but not able to follow up. KC quickly put a close to that, and a cap on the half at 8-4. A very strong position for the French organization. 1 map away, and the lead is theirs by double.
They put themselves into an amazing spot.
It's crazy.
Martin, narrate, the interplay, the baits, Shin with the setup. And well, Magnum with some trash talk.
He's been feeling
himself.
it. And honestly, seeing his confidence skyrocket, seeing him stand up, scream in his opponent's face, the smiles, the cheers. You're even having teammates telling him to calm down. I mean, it's a different look than the Magnum we knew from a long time ago. And leading this team, you can just see he's come out of his shell. Wonderful to see him reach these heights and to have found some talent like Narrate, like Martin, like everyone else on this roster. It's such a wonderful display of top-tier Valorant from 2 teams that were not pinned as being in the top tier when we started this out.
This is so much info. They're going for the combo straight off the bat. That's already going to be Martin out. They were just setting up off the back of that cam to try and do as much damage as they could. Still, though, Casey kind of recovered it. Like, that was almost perfect. 3 players right in the right place at the right time. A stun thrown through. And somehow, it's a 1-for-1 trade. The cam's not gone, though.
They'll see it now. There you go, eventually realizing they've been caught on CCTV. It's time to move, and it's straight up towards heaven, meeting with Tamazi for the A hit. Rian's already tagged up from the earlier fight, puts pressure on Patatek, who's catching players, not even looking. They were so focused on Rian's, who's done a little bit more damage, bought time for the rotate. Look where Benji Fishy is. This is a nasty position, not one you expect. And no, he wasn't expecting the jump peek. The trade, decent considering that player was low. Mid hold from Boo. Paranoia is good, but the player's in the... Oh no, it's not good! Magnum didn't get blinded. He sidestepped it. And now we're neck and neck, 2 versus 2. What a recovery.
It looked like it was going to be spot on, but not this time. I'm looking at Shin. His positioning always seems to be paramount in these rounds, and he's able to clear some of the backlines. It leaves him in a position where if he gets this right, he could be catching the players in the back as they look to push into the site. Information should be had. I think he will have heard them already. Oh, that's perfect. Now he definitely knows. They're looking to try and clear the site, and instead, he's just slowly making his way up behind the Magnum, just trying to bait down that clock a little bit more, and already he's found one. Their Magnum actually gets both. He didn't even need the help of Shin. That man in the back, the knife, looking to be slipped, and instead, Magnum, loud and proud.
Mag the knife. He's doing an absolutely incredible job. 9 kills on the board. It's not a stellar lead. It's not anything that we're going to write home about as, oh, he's the top fragger of the server. He's lights out. But he's had good games, consistently putting up numbers when he needs to across every map in this series. And that was a big blow to Team Heretics. Remember, half the rounds they got came off the back of winning the pistol and the follow-up. Now they're 9-4 down with no money. Pistols, a couple, 2 sheriffs, a ghost, and 2 classics to work with. KC should swarm this buy and absolutely dominate every duel that they take.
Spike planted.
There's gonna have to be a lot of things going right for Heretics. I don't imagine this round is theirs. 10-4 down. They need a near flawless comeback into things. It would help if they could manage to upset the KC squad here and now. We've seen it before with weaker pistols.
I'd be impressed. I think this might just be a 10th. Time ticking away. Narrate already good for 1. The cleanup. Wow, ever so clean. Leaving just 1 man standing, hopeful for a single kill, and it will be nothing. And Andaluthia flawless. The conversion of that round versus pistols, and now with a bonus, it's scary as well, because we've seen KC, similarly to what we saw from Heretics, just being able to pull out these explosive rounds off the back of SMGs. Narrate likely will be leading the charge in the next round, and that's not something you want to be seeing. Interestingly, it seems like this might be a KC timeout. Clearly, Eng maybe wanting to weather the storm, try and say to some of his players, all right, head back in the game. It's not one yet.
Well, Heretics haven't breached 7 rounds on the last 2 maps, and well, the deja vu's got to be kicking in yet again. The pistol lost, the follow-up clean from KC, the money riding high on that French organization. They can play a bonus round where they have rifles to work with, you know, 2 bulldogs and a phantom. And on the attack side, that death ball can make use of those weaker weapons just for the bodies, just for the extra barrels pointed at the opposition. Heretics need to be near perfect from this point. And again, it's their pick. KC chose the defense to start with. For Heretics, they better hope that they've got one of the best defenses we've witnessed on Split to stop this.
They did last time, but the fact is, that was a team that had never lost a map.
Yep.
That was a team that had never tasted defeat, at least as a unit. That was a team that believed in everything they were doing wholeheartedly. And while the fact that your opponent's just taking a pause when they're 10-4 up, that's got to be sitting on your mind. What have they got planned? What are the ideas that have been set forth? Early space taken. A fast-paced move, but the spike going up through middle could be a problem. Panatek, prime position, but he's only going to get the one. The one drop, though, is the spike. But the rest of the team are coming back round with it. Looking to head through A, back up to B. Boo, well placed to maybe put a spanner in the works. But again, it's an instant trade.
Both of those kills, Boo and Patatek, dropped by Shin. Another player who's been so impressive, and I think I could go through the KC roster and just name them all at this point. Blowing our minds game after game. And for Shin, those 2 kills valuable because they've sent the rest of the squad right into the waiting hands of Narrate, into the waiting hands of Tamazi, neither of which win their fight, so it's all onto him. An ace needed by Shin, his 3rd already secured. Low HP on Benji Fishy. It's doable for this young gun. He's swinging, and a beautiful headshot. Just 10 HP between him and an 11th round for KC. Another nail in Heretics' coffin. I'd love to see the game anytime now. Just in case you didn't catch it, he did get that. He aced it. He found the kill on the 10 HP. And as we can see, Mini Boo's not happy. That makes 2 of us.
People are going to remember this ace for all the wrong reasons.
One of the most memorable aces of all time. What a shot, man. Not bad on the last one either.
All right, guys, reset. Everyone calm down, okay? We have after one, we don't give them
I'll try to take that advice. 11-4. KC, 2 away from winning. And as, well, we can see and or imagine, it's been a tough one for Team Heretics. Now they're again left to weaker weapons, judges in hand, and it's Mini Boo with a Guardian to try and make this work. It's a tough one. It's going to be a real battle. And one that they can't really afford to lose.
Yeah, not a lot to play with for Heretics. Padatek. They're in position, but he shot the fake out. They know he's here. And knows what gun he's got as well. Looks like they're going to go back and challenge him. Padatek trying to reclaim some of that ground, and he's going to be caught for it. Another judge on the other side for Boo. Maybe it won't be expected, but with the weaker weapons in this round, expectation should be that he's here. Does manage one, a second as well.
Down B.
That's the spike drop, but he doesn't have much support. He's going to try and get a little bit aggressive, maybe knowing that there's a wraparound coming in. Miniboo trying to communicate it, and Martin will find the trade. Even still, though, clearing this man is not going to be easy. Martin actually going aggressive. He's going to find Rians, looking for a little bit more. He spots the man close. That's Benji, as they both go barreling their way towards this A site.
Right read from Benji. Immediately just ignores left. Martin, goes for the rifle. Goes for a recovery around middle. And they'll set themselves up to try to fight back through. The information just to clear out if there's any lurks, make it quicker on the rotation back. They're splitting as well, Tom. Two different angles for these players to work with. I love this from Martin. They think they know where he is, but the sound cue might have been caught by Boo. He's ready on the swing. A third kill for the leader of Heretics, but no fourth. It's Shin again, hot off his ace to try to recover. Benji Fishy didn't find the rifle. He's left with a sheriff in hand as Shin swings through, looking for him yet again. A rematch in the 1v1, and the same result. Coming go! 12-4, 8 chances to close out the grand final of EMEA. A 3-1 scoreline, and a hell of a difference on the last time they faced Heretics.
They're looking to basically do the role reversal. They lost 13-4 the last time they played this map. The team that 2-0'd them faces them in the final. And after losing that first map, they're looking to clean sweep them right out. 3-0. A team, as we've spoken to Eng, spoken to Zation, it was built, they just wanted to play as many matches. They wanted to learn what they could throughout this tournament. But they might just end up champions while doing just that.
Portal was broken, so no TP. But no Martin at all. In fact, good kill for Miniboo. That's a very valuable scalp to take. I mean, Martin's bailed them out of a lot of tough situations. The 13-4 dream, well, it's not as alive as it was, but there's plenty other players to recover it. Hell, if Shin's alive, it's doable.
Nightfall available. Flash, sublime, but not managing to capitalize off of it. Oh, again, opportunities for Miniboo, but he's just not quite landing the shots. Rians will do the work instead. Been having a bit of a rough time, but at least onto the board. Benji holding strong on the other side as Shin's lurk is definitely being watched for. One of the better scenarios we've seen from Heretics, but that's been the major thing, is when they seem to be out is when they finally start waking up. And for Rians, that does mean taking down another. The spike retrieved, but a 2 versus 4, not a lot of time to play with. They need to go.
Yeah, and they're putting a lot of stock into that catwalk position. There's no one from Heretics there, so the utility doesn't fall on anyone. Doesn't set them up, and they certainly didn't know that Miniboo was in that off angle. Just sat in the spawn and wait. Good night. Not good night just yet. In fact, they don't know he's there. Oh my. I've never had as much of a misread, but then again, neither did the other team. So it's all good. I was certain he was dead. He's TPing in front of a player, but the box just about blocked him. Wow, that could have been a disaster.
Yeah. That seems to be the thing. With Heretics, when they're down, they start clutching out these rounds, but they're never easy. They're never clean. They always end up being close. And you can see on the other side, they believe at every single moment that there's a chance to close this one out. 12-5. Both teams still having some vulnerabilities. The flash actually catches Narrate a bit, but he carries on going. Showstopper popped. Miniboo hoping to try and find something, and he goes peeking back in and gets shot in the head. Luckily, Rians has found one backside.
Martin has gone down.
Did Martin
He did. He took the kill and TP'd. Yep. He'd put his gate crash early in towards back B, and Well, bless him. You know, not many players would have the audacity to try to make that play. It hasn't worked out. Cosmic Divide and Nightfall in play. It's caught one. Paranoia response.
Ooh. They know.
The damage,
They're gonna
good kill.
know.
Easy spams. Rienz is low. Hello? Eventually they get him. And now it looks like the dominoes have started to fall. Team Heretics, they took down the kings of EMEA. But now they found that throne, it wasn't theirs. Not automatically. Carmine Corp, just a few kills away. Narrate might just have them in the bag. He's walked up, the smoke fades, and so too does all hope for Heretics. Carmine Corp go all the way, and it's Magnum from 0 to hero. Literally, he debuted with no kills, and he walks out with the trophy. What an unbelievable display. The French scene, they suffered last year, Tom. They suffered. Now, finally, they find success.
Last year was the bottom of the barrel. A mockery. Melons is what some people called them. But the fact is, it had been said by Kometa. He picked up Eng, he gave him the keys to the castle to build the team he wanted. He made Shin retrial to be back in this team again. He earned his spot, and now he sits right at the top of the board. And he brought in some youngsters. He brought in someone with experience and put him in a new role. But the fact is, he has built a masterpiece. Something that was never expected to eliminate Fnatic, to take down Heretics after they beat Na'Vi. It is a brand new champion in EMEA, and who knows what they can do next.
Oh, it doesn't get much better than this. Kicking off the roster.
Oh, they got a new
lifting
trophy.
the trophy. They'll lift this man. And rightfully so. One of the best tournament performances we've seen from Magnum. New levels hit, all while leading this squad and doing a damn good job of it. An unbelievable achievement for Carmine Corp, and the trophy is theirs. Rightfully so.
Eng not willing to steal the moment from his players. He'll put the losses on his back, but he won't accept it when it comes to the wins. But the fact is, these youngsters have definitely earned it. Tomazi coming up, the Portuguese prodigy, Shin, the comeback king after last year, alongside Zay. She's going to be taking a lift of it as well. This man was playing last year.
He was.
He had to stand in after the horrific days that came out last time. I'm back in EMEA where he belongs. Eng lifting the trophy once more. It is one hell of a story for Carmine Corp, and the fact is, it's only just beginning.
They're onto the international stage now, having conquered everybody they possibly could in EMEA. What a redemption arc from how this tournament started. The same team sitting opposite them. And now it's the international scene they want to take down. Some of the best in the world have already fallen here. Plenty more waiting.
Nonetheless, we're going to be going back over to that analyst desk with Yinsu and Lothar, and they'll be back soon with the post plan.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. What a day it is for K-Corp, for the fans, for the players, for the rookies, for N, for Magnum. It is a very joyous occasion here, and as you guys can see, Narrate and Magnum are gonna make their way to me and Lothar for post-plant. And Lothar, I feel like this is a real fairy tale ending for them, and what a way to end it as well.
Absolutely incredible moment from the team that we all kind of follow for different reasons last year to the champions of the first EMEA tournament. It's absolutely insane storyline. I think like the fan base is going probably very wild.
Hello, join us. We see each other again. I feel like I always